brave! Hold on to each other! Never let go! Be brave! Hold on to each other! Never let go! Be brave! Hold on to each other! Never let go!
Bratz Fashion Pixiez was released direct to DVD on February 27th, 2007. I had just turned 8 when this movie came out. I don't remember a lot from when I was 8. I don't remember how I was introduced to this movie, or if I knew about the dolls before I knew about the movie. I do know that I did not have a whole lot of Bratz dolls. I can count me having a total of 14 before I made the regretful as an adult decision to part with them. One of my favorites out of the ones I had was Brianna. Actually, when I parted ways with my Bratz dolls, I had kept a few accessories for one reason or another, and one of the things I kept was her wings, and I still have them to this day. Today makes 19 years since Bratz Fashion Pixiez came out, and I want to revisit everything. The movie, the soundtrack, and of course, the dolls. I know this is sort of an awkward milestone to do this. Maybe I'll do a 20-year anniversary video next year. I just wanted to do this video this year. Starting a YouTube channel and everything. Also, hi. My name is Kira. And welcome back to the Withering Hollow. Here is my copy of Bratz Fashion Pixiez. You can see that it's very well loved. When I was little, once I found out that there was sparkly underneath the picture, I started scratching at it on purpose. You can see that it's also like there's stars and stuff in there. But I started scratching at it on purpose, gave the unicorn like a trail and made its wings and its horns sparkly, and you know there's little nicks on the girls' faces that definitely weren't on purpose. Which is clearly how I would have found out that it was sparkly. I've had this for years, pretty much my entire life. That's just the sleeve. The actual cover art is basically the same. This is what the unicorn's supposed to look like. Inside, it's the DVD. And then you have the guy that's like, oh hey, dolls. You want dolls? I remember I used to look at this a lot. The soundtrack. And I also have in here, I could not tell you if these stickers came with the movie or if I got the stickers from something else. But I made a little art of the girls in the Pixie world. Attempting to get a movie out accurate. There's a butterfly cloud. I kept this in here. And then I guess this is to catch moisture. It's got one of these little tag things. I don't know what that's for, but that's the DVD. I'm going to watch the movie put the movie in the PlayStation to watch it. It's been a long time. Are you doing it with me?
Are you able to hear me?
Let's scoot in a little bit closer.
No. I said no.
You don't want to be close to me?
I don't want to be close to the mic. I don't want to be cursing the entire time.
I mean, I could just censor it, I guess, if I need to.
Bitch! Shit!
During class, Cymbeline is falling asleep while Yasmin and Dylan are barely paying attention. Chloe is paying attention though, and when she sees Cymbeline has been asleep, she's alarmed by her, but Dylan completely ignores her to geek out about Lena making eye contact with him. Let down, Brianna walks away without asking him out because obvious reasons. She gives them attitude, hits them with a gotta fly, then immediately goes to talk shit about them to Lena in front of them before walking away. That honestly looks like the base for a Tim Burton set. It doesn't take long for him and the audience to feel that something is off about this place, and while he's considering giving up on his bag, Lena appears. And she has it. She has his bag. Freaked out, Dylan is like, I'ma leave. And this is the first time we hear the song. Dylan can't help but dance. What's that texture on the door?
Dylan? No.
So what did you think about this movie I forced you to watch with me?
It was alright. For what it was alright. That is the most you'll get from me. It is a product of its time.
Yeah, I've never thought of the fact that this was really held back from whatever it was being held back from. But they really could have made like a Bratz Fashion Pixiez like miniseries to actually flesh out. Like they could have done some fleshing out and then had the movie, because there's so much implied that you just never see. But we're never gonna get that because I don't think MGA cares about this freaking line.
Probably not, considering what they did to the dolls.
So I think I might just need to go fight somebody. This movie has a lot going on, not in a convoluted, hard to follow way, but in a way that opens the imagination. There's so much that isn't explained or expanded on, but you have all the endpoints, so there's so much space to create your own lore for the Pixies, which is something I really never thought about growing up. I would just go through the whole movie, word for word in my head, and dance during the Pixies circle part, which I guess means I've been in a trance my whole life. But no one told them to make the song that good, so I do feel like they could have gotten a Bratz Fashion Pixiez miniseries out of this. There's so much that they could have done with all the ideas that they had. And the overall usage of Pixies was very sort of underutilized. You only ever really saw... This is one of those situations where a form of children's media is trying to use the depiction of having supernatural powers as kind of a, I guess, a coming of age thing. And that you should want to take your time with it, because if you don't take your time with it, you see the alternative as being like a dark pixie or a bad vampire or whatever. But this movie is really selling you on just being a dark pixie because it's called Bratz Fashion Pixiez, and you don't really see a whole lot of good pixieing going on. Like, how come Brianna doesn't get wings? How come when Chloe and Yasmin are given wings they're not even real that they can fly around with? How come Sasha and Jade just get to ride on a Pegasus? The whole doll line that we get is all the girls with wings, and the wings flutter. So you would want to see all your Bratz fairy friends fly, you know? But they didn't do that. They barely utilized the Pixie world. I just think that there's so much missed opportunity and potential with this. But for what it is, it's not bad. It's a fun watch. I'm never gonna not enjoy watching this movie. But I just feel like it deserves it's never gonna get it, but it deserves to be revisited. Maybe like a mini series on YouTube. Bratz Fashion Pixiez mini series on YouTube. Find some way to give the Bratz girls wings that work. But that would be nice. I want to talk about casting. So when I started doing research, and by research I mean that very loosely, for this video, I saw on Wikipedia for the movie that it mentioned that the voice cast was different from the show, and it was the first time they had changed the voice cast in general for the Bratz. And I decided I'm going to wait and see when I actually watch the movie and see the actual credits. And the credits for the movie, Chloe is played by A reminder, I'm not very good at reading. In the movie, Chloe is played by Britt McKillip. Jade is played by Brittany Wilson. Sasha is played by Ashley Ball. And Yasmin is played by Mary Kay Hinorske. I don't know if I said any of their names right, and I apologize for that. But I decided to go back to Bratz Genie Magic because that was the last movie that was done before Bratz Fashion Pixiez. That came out in 2006. Chloe is played by Olivia Hack. Jade is played by Soleil Moon Frey. Sasha is played by Tia. I'm pretty sure Tia from Tia and Tamara. And Yasmin is played by Donnie Kwan. And fun fact, Katya is played by Tara Strong. Tara Strong is everywhere. So I eventually winded up going on to IMDb to double check the original show, the first episode specifically, because when I tried doing that on the YouTube channel, they had cut the credits out, which is thanks MGA. So I go on to IMDb. The cast is looking the same as what I saw in Bratz Genie Magic, and just to be doubly sure, I go to the Bratz Genie Magic page and check, and the cast is indeed the same. And I double check for Bratz Fashion Pixiez, and the cast is indeed different. And I would like to also point out that Sasha's voice actress is a white woman now. That's all I'm gonna say on that. And I just got curious, so I decided to go and check Bratz Girls Really Rock, because that was the next Bratz movie that wasn't like a Bratz Kids movie or the live action, which I'm pretty sure comes out the year after this, but that was the next Bratz movie. And the voice cast had changed again. So now Jade is being played by Britt Irvine. Chloe is being played by Britt McKillop, who is the same. That stayed the same. Yasmin is also still being played by Marquis Henderskit. I can't say her last name. Everyone's gonna be on the screen. Everyone's gonna be on the screen. I'm sorry. But Sasha is now being played by Dorla Bell. And she has no picture on IMDb. So I don't know if they went back to having a black woman voice Sasha. I'm going to place that in my mind that they did. But I'm like, okay, so they couldn't get Tia back. So who is Dorla? And I saw that she also voices Sasha in Bratz Desert Jewels in 2012. But she also voiced for Sasha in 17 episodes of the original show. So I went and I saw that she voiced Sasha for season 2. For season 2, just period, season 2. So I guess they just couldn't afford Tia anymore. But that was just some fun voice acting facts that I found while making this video. And again, I apologize for doing so poorly with the names. If anything, this is a reminder to read a book. I don't read. I listen. Anyone unfamiliar with Bratz music, there are two things you need to know. The music in Bratz was orchestrated to sound like radio hits. There was no reason why the music for Bratz had to be this good. It's sort of just a universally agreed upon thing within the fandom that the music is amazing. No other doll line, no other girl-centric brand was doing it like Bratz. So that's number one. Number two, the albums consist of a mix of songs that you would hear sort of in the background during the movies and the show, and completely original songs that you would most likely never hear in the background of the movies or the show. To give an example, you'll hear When We're All Together in credit sequences. You'll hear Living It Up in the background, especially in the TV show. You hear Strong Enough in the TV show. When was it? It was during their training montage. I don't remember what they were training for. I think it was a spy. The Bratz be doing some crazy stuff. I'll put it on the screen if I remember what it was they were training for, because I don't right now. It's 1 a.m. It's going on 2 a.m. I should be asleep. But the soundtrack for Bratz Fashion Pixiez, in order, goes We're Gonna Rock, One of a Kind, The Groove, Ready to Roll, Getting It Right, Look Closer, We Can, I Got Your Back, Strong Enough, It's a Girl Thing, Working Overtime, I Won't Stop, Who Done It, Just Let Go Now. 3 of these songs are used overtly in the movie, lyrics and everything. The Groove is used as background music, most notably during the scene where Dylan is leaving class in the movie and runs into Brianna. Strong Enough, like I said previously, is used in the TV show at some point. And from my memory, the rest of these are original to the Who Done It. Who Done It was used, I think, in one of the movies. I remember it was one of the scenes that has something to do with Birdine. But outside of those songs, the rest of the soundtrack seems to be original. Hasn't been featured in any other movie or show scene. And it's just a good album. There's no skips. It's a mix of R&B, a little bit of, I don't know if you would call it punk rock or pop rock. I'm gonna just say it's both and move on. A little bit of pop R&B, I guess you would call it that. What is genre? And you will be dancing no matter what. And I also would like to point out and give props to having just really good songs about just female friendship to look to. There's not a whole lot of push in the music industry to just have music about having friends. Really, it's typically delegated to children's media, which is kind of frustrating, but Bratz does a good job with it. It was nice to have this stand out. I used to put on my favorite songs. It would be like a mix of the Bratz Fashion Pixiez, Bratz Forever Diamonds, Bratz Genie Magic albums. My favorite songs from those, and we used to just have like a dance party in our living room because that's where our family computer was. Me and my siblings dance party to Bratz music because the music's good. And I would still do that now. The music's good. I do want to rant about something really quickly. So, whatever reason, MGA only has Bratz Girls Really Rock and Bratz Forever Diamonds available for streaming. I use Apple Music to stream, so I don't know / don't think it's different on Spotify, because I haven't seen anyone mention that it's different on Spotify. It's just always people asking, like, where's the Bratz Fashion Pixiez album on streaming? And whenever I see people ask why that album isn't on streaming, because Bratz Genie Magic is arguably, what is the best Bratz album? Because when I say Bratz Genie Magic, I immediately am thinking of Make You Wanna Dance. That song alone, like, the entire Bratz catalog is good, but Make You Wanna Dance just, there's no reason why. Like, that should have just been on the radio. Anyway, getting off topic. Bratz Genie Magic and Bratz Fashion Pixiez are not on streaming. And whenever I see people ask why they aren't available for streaming, there's always somebody who responds, just listen to the songs on YouTube, or go on YouTube and download them through an MP3 player. And my response to that is, what did you think we were already doing? Like, it aggravates me that when, you know, I feel like asking that question is a reasonable question to ask MGA and UMG as to why you have like half the Bratz catalog on streaming but not the other half. Y'all own it, don't you? There shouldn't be any copyright problems because it's yours, right? Like, I think it's reasonable for people to ask that, and getting the response of, oh, just listen to it on YouTube. We're already doing that. I'm sorry for wanting to have ease of access to the music that I want to listen to. I'm not saying that going on YouTube isn't easy. I am saying that when you're driving and you're already using your music streaming service, most people don't use YouTube Premium to listen to music. So if you're listening to your already curated playlist on Apple Music, it is multiple extra steps to feel like, to have the thought of Bratz come up while you're listening to like J. Cole or Jid. And then you have to go into YouTube, type in Bratz Fashion Pixiez album, and then if you want to listen to a specific song, you have to scroll down to the song, or like hit shuffle on the playlist and hope it lands, and blah 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 blah. And all we're asking is that we have everything in one spot. Because why specifically Forever Diamonds and Bratz Girls Really Rock? Bratz Girls Really Rock, I get, because I know that one got Emmys or whatever. I don't know about Bratz Forever Diamonds. That one has the Spanish song. But why not the other two? And it's been years. It's been years. It's been like just put them on streaming. Whatever the problem is, figure it out and put them on streaming. And the next time somebody like asks, don't respond with, "Oh, just do this, just do that." No, you should be asking too. Respond with, "Yeah, MGA. Yeah, UMG. Where's the albums at?" And that's all I gotta say on that. Music good. Go listen to music. Alright, full transparency. I am recording this segment hour before I have to go to work. The night of the day before I want this video uploaded. And it's looking like this video is about to be at least an hour and a half. Yes, I am doing this again. For the 50 people that watched like 2 seconds of my weekend video, I am indeed doing this again. I have not learned. I might have ADHD. The Bratz Fashion Pixiez doll line is iconic. You have the glitter butterfly tank tops and the tulle skirt over jeans, the elven shoes, the butterfly tattoo on the cheeks, the hair, because they're Bratz dolls, so always have beautiful hair. That's not really saying much. It's like saying Pixar has good animation. But they stand out amongst the rest of the board of Bratz dolls. To me, in a good way. In my adult life, I have come to learn the Bratz Fashion Pixiez dolls were not very popular with the Bratz fandom. What I've heard is that people weren't fans of the different direction taken with the faces. There's also criticism of their outfits being copy-paste with the same color, more akin to late-stage Winx Club transformations, which that one is understandable. It is really upsetting that they didn't just adapt the outfits that were seen on the movie cover, because even the outfits in the actual movie are all very similar. And they just sort of did that, but more stripped back. It feels, the pants are the same, the tops aren't the same at all. And the wings are also not the same. So I understand that one. But before I say the rest of this section, I just want to say I'm blaming y'all for what comes later for this era. The original Bratz Fashion Pixiez dolls came with the doll with wings that had a button on the back that would let you flutter their wings, a pixie friend, a little pixie friend, a wand that is movie accurate, and a bottle of glitter in case you didn't already have glitter in your house. It came with its own glitter. And the iconic Bratz Star hairbrush. I'm actually not sure if they still do the star hairbrushes. I'm drawing a blank. They might. I don't know why in my mind I have this idea that they changed it to the lip shape. I don't know where that came from. I was just in Target the other day. They definitely do still have the star hairbrushes. I don't know why. Wow. I would like to take a second to acknowledge the prototype dolls that have been floating around the internet that people always reference when they say we could have had insert thing here. They are completely movie accurate. They try a little bit harder to get the hairstyles the same. It's the same outfits from the movies, like the same tops. And the faces are the same. There's not much difference in the faces. And I understand why people want these ones. I completely understand, because it just made more sense. Like, why are they not the same as in the movie? And they still look good. There's nothing wrong with how they look. And they have rooted eyelashes as well. The only reason why I see that they chose not to go the route of having movie accurate hairstyles in the tops is probably because of money. They were doing a lot with this line, and before these dolls came out, but the year these dolls came out was the year directly before the economic crash of 2008. And I don't know if MGA was just already feeling the struggles of what was to come the year after, and that's why they chose to simplify the hairstyles and the tops but keep the pants the same. I decided to look up what came with the Bratz Genie Magic dolls again the year before, just to compare and contrast. The Bratz Genie Magic dolls came with a second outfit and a potion bottle that was a fortune teller at the bottom. They were all decked out in jewelry. They had bracelets, headpieces, earrings, and a magic ball. Crystal ball. That's what it's called. Crystal ball. For fortune telling. And it also looks like it came with a bracelet for you. So in comparison, I feel like the dolls, like the two lines, came with essentially the equivalent of the same amount of stuff. So I'm not entirely sure what other reason there would be besides they were already sort of hitting a wall for them to scale the dolls back. Oh, I don't remember if I mentioned this. The Bratz Fashion Pixiez dolls glow in the dark. Their wings glow in the dark, and their detailing on their pants glow in the dark. I don't know if that had something to do with it. I wasn't there in the designing room. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But personally, if they were to go a different direction in this line, I would prefer it if they were more accurate to the designs that were on the box art for the movie, because the girls all have a little bit more individuality. Like Yasmin and Chloe both have pink tops and the colors are different. So I guess there wouldn't be too much difference there, but the gradient on the wings is completely different. Yasmin has that red into teal gradient and Chloe has that silver into pink gradient. Sasha has solid green. Brianna has solid magenta. Well, Brianna does not have solid magenta. Brianna has purple going into magenta. It's just a little faint. And Jade has essentially the whole rainbow in her wings on the cover art. She's got the blue going into the green with the red tips, which would have been really nice. Jade is the primary reason why I would prefer for them to go through and adapt these designs instead. Sasha also would have been really different in comparison to the others because she would have been the only one without jeans. She has on fishnet tights and like a little pump. And I just feel like that would have been nice to see that variety. The prototype designs are a lot closer to the 2D art that we get of the characters, where they all have the same black top with the mesh sleeves. And the solid colored wings. So they're kind of, what we end up getting at the end is sort of kind of a mesh of everything. We have the gradient in the wings. We have the hair just being down like in the 2D art. We have the jeans, which has been pretty consistent throughout. And we have as simple as a top as they can get. I would also like to point out that Lena and Dee do have dolls. I couldn't tell you if they were exclusive to certain stores or if they were just rarer to find, because you find less pictures of them kind of in general. But Lena doesn't even look like herself at all. I don't know whose decision that was. I guess the idea was that they wanted to make her look closer to, I think it's Megan. But why would you want to do that when Lena's design in the movie is super distinctive and iconic, and girls would have wanted to just buy Lena the way she looks? Like, no one's gonna look at that doll and go, oh yeah, that's Lena, because it's not. It's just not. I don't know if they were just anti using the color black in the line, even though Jade's hair is black, so I'm saying I don't know too many times. And then Dee looks fine. She looks fine. It would have been better if they did more for her, again, referencing the prototype dolls. And then we fast forward to 2025. I am minding my own business, and the Bratz release a music video. In the music video, they are performing a heist of Berdine's warehouse or something. I don't know, but Berdine is angry because she's angry whenever the Bratz do anything. And we get a sneak peek at the outfits for what is clearly supposed to be Bratz Fashion Pixiez line. Or at least to everyone who wasn't in denial like I was, it was Bratz Fashion Pixiez specifically, and not, oh, they're doing another fairy line and they're not going to use the term Bratz Fashion Pixiez because that's taken already, because these are not it. From day one, I did not like these designs. The wings barely look like wings. I can see what they could have been trying to go for, like an insect adjacent type of pattern, but it doesn't come across that way. They don't even look practical at all. And I just felt like the outfits were sort of underwhelming and did not match the vibes of the original doll line. And I held out hope. I'm like, maybe it's not Fashion Pixiez. Maybe it's something else. They're not going to do this to me. They're not going to do this to me. But they did this to me. They did. And later on in the year, we got, quote unquote, Bratz Fashion Pixiez, featuring Jade, Yasmin, Chloe and Sasha, and Lena. Not Brianna. We're not getting Brianna later. We're just getting Lena. Because this is being marketed to the people who grew up with Bratz. And we all love the bad one. Because we did. I'm going to try my best to explain the reason why I don't like these dolls. They do not feel whimsical to me. I see the petal motif that they're going for in everyone but Lena. I'll get to Lena. I feel like Jade's is executed the best, but even then, it's a completely different vibe than the original line. They didn't try to make any reference to the original line at all. And I liked the original line. I didn't have a problem with the original line. I understand changing the faces if that was the most common complaint. I understand giving the girls different outfits if that was the second or most common complaint. I understand wanting to redesign the line. What I don't understand is why they would go this completely different direction. They just feel like normal fashion dolls that happen to have wings, and they don't feel like they're meant to be fairies or pixies or whatever you want to call them. Lena is completely off. She did not follow the assignment, which I guess we shouldn't have expected that from her because she's Lena. But also I feel like there was a missed opportunity to make her still cohesive with the rest of the group, because even though I don't like what they're doing really with the fashions, Yasmin's outfit doesn't really stand out. The only outfit I like is Jade's. It feels cohesive. Yasmin's is really underwhelming. I feel like the pants, I don't want to say they don't match, but I don't want to say it feels right to me. I feel like they could have given her a skirt, like a petal skirt that matched with her crop top. Or even a long skirt that matched with her crop top. Sasha and Chloe has on jeans. I guess that's supposed to be still referencing the original line, but there's barely anything going on with the jeans. It's really simple. I feel like her makeup is too... I'm not a fan of the yellow lipstick. She feels whited out to me. The lipstick almost looks like the same color as her skin. And she has these gold accents, but I feel like the gold accents weren't earned. I don't know. And then Sasha is fine. I don't really think I'm vibing with the hairstyle. I don't know. Sasha is fine. She's doing more to keep the petal motif in her pants than Chloe is, but it's still... You take this Sasha and put it next to the original Sasha, And I would still just pick the original Sasha because it looks more fun. I feel like they kind of took the fun out of most of the girls. And then Lena is in a denim mermaid dress. And they gave her, I know it's not a starfish, but when you say mermaid dress and you look at the purse, you assume starfish. And starfish can have more than 5 legs. Realistically, it does high-key kind of look like a starfish now that I'm saying this out loud. That's crazy. And I do like the wing earrings. But in the grand scheme of things, she just doesn't fit. She's the only one here in a full deck of denim with no real flower motif at all. And even in the original movie, Lena was sort of... She was still on... Even in the original movie, Lena still felt cohesive with the rest of the girls. She was just clearly the bad guy. She was still dressed the same way. And she stood out, especially because her wings were a completely different shape. And here, she still has the same shape wings as the rest of the girls. It's like they learned to make her actually look like her character, but they did nothing else besides completely putting her off the assignment. So she stands out standing next to the rest of the girls, which I guess was clear. Not I guess. That was clearly the point. But I just don't like it. I just don't like it. They were fine the way they were before. I don't understand why this was the conclusion we came to. You had so many other options to get to this point. And that's not what they did. So, I think they redesigned the dolls this way to dampen expectations, because if they had reproduced the original dolls, people would have expected every feature that would have came with the original dolls. That's the glitter and the wand and the extra pixie friend and the glow in the dark wings and the box being a giant bubble that the girls are standing in. People would have expected everything that they came with, and even if they had redesigned the dolls to be more movie accurate, it's possible that people still would have had those same expectations. So they just completely redesigned the entire line and went as far as switching out Brianna for Lena, so that people would not expect glow-in-the-dark wings. They wouldn't expect a wand for you. They wouldn't expect the hair clip. I almost forgot about the hair clip that it came with. I don't think they wanted people to expect all that so they could spend less money producing the dolls, because I guess it would have been more expensive to do all that now than it was back in 2006, 2007. Or maybe it was just an attack on me specifically. I don't know. Maybe they knew that Kira has a track record of the things that she specifically likes getting messed up, so they just wanted to keep that going. This also wouldn't be a Bratz doll section without talking about the issue of overpriced dolls being resold in the Bratz community. Because these specific dolls are consistently overpriced. I looked at some sites, and by some I mean 2, just to double check. But the original price for the Bratz Fashion Pixiez dolls was $20, which is $31 in today's money. When you go on eBay. I specifically looked on eBay. I'm not really on Macari or whatever it's called. But you go on eBay and you look for these dolls in box. $300. $400. $250. $500. $1,000. $1,200 for Sasha in box. The dolls used to be $20. And someone is charging, I found someone charging $1,200 for Sasha. And they were not the only one I saw. Now, I understand these dolls are not in production anymore. That's going to add a little bit more to the price than just inflation. I understand bumping it up to maybe 50. I understand bumping it up to like 70. I can even somewhat accept bumping it up to 100, if not for the fact that these dolls apparently are not that popular. But $500? $500? $1,000? What are you smoking? There is absolutely no reason on this planet why a doll should cost over $150 max, maybe even $200 depending on how it was produced. But this was a Playline doll collection. It was meant to be played with. There is no reason why you should be charging anyone that much. And there's no reason why you should buy them for that much. Don't cave to these people because they're preying on your nostalgia. And they think they can get away with it because they probably see other doll lines priced at just as much depending on the line and depending on the doll. Absolutely no reason for them to cost that much. That is ridiculous. Okay, so welcome to the part of the video where I exercise the saying, do as I say and not as I do. Because I have... Not in the middle. Again, do as I say and not as I do. I have the original Brianna inbox, straight from 2007. You can tell the plastic is yellowing. The tape is popped off. She was never opened. The tape is just old, barely sticks anymore. But she's in box. And I also have the newer Bratz Pixiez Jade revamp. Not a reproduction. I have one of the new and one of the original. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just straight unbox Jade. I'm not going to try to salvage the box or anything. She's coming out the box. Brianna, I want to unbox her, but I'm going to do my best to spare the box. And I'm just going to put her back in it when I'm done. I don't know what that's gonna look like, but y'all will figure it out when I figure it out. But that's the game plan. Oh damn, there was a rubber band around here that completely disintegrated. I guess was supposed to keep you from being able to just open the clip without, you know, actually buying the doll. And that rubber band, its gunk is all over the hair clip, so I'm gonna have to clean that off. Like, it's when I say disintegrated, that like there's like a little piece, like a little sliver of rubber band left from what used to be drippy. It's gone. Okay, the dolls are unboxed. Clear differences. Completely different vibes. Completely different design directions. Completely different dolls. So we'll go We'll look at Brianna first. The original 2007 doll. She comes with Pixie Friend. Who doesn't really want to sit. I have to figure out a doll stand situation for her. The classic Star Brush. Movie accurate wand. A hair clip, butterfly hair clip for you. This feels weak. This feels light. This feels old. Glitter for the wand. I did that out of order, but that's okay. And a classic doll catalog. Says spring 2006. You have other Bratz things you can collect. I will try to look through this. I have to use both my hands because it needs some TLC to be able to open properly, but I will show that the very first page is Bratz, the Bratz Genie Magic line. So, there you go. And poster of To the Art of Brianna. But you see we have the butterfly cheek tattoo. Simple tank top, the tulle skirt over jeans and pointed shoes, and the wings. Oh, is that the glue? That's either the glue or rubber band residue, because the rubber bands were disintegrated, because I'm not seeing that on this wing. But the wings, play feature of the wings, there is a button. Try to show it. You see there's a rubber band in her hair. I did not brush her hair because I can't tell if her hair is just coming out or if the string from the box is what I'm seeing. But you see you got the button on the back. Press the button and her wings flap. So she flutters. These dolls also glow in the dark. Their wings glow in the dark, and the patterns on her jeans glow in the dark. I thought that the face tattoo glowed in the dark, but it does not. So I must have falsified a memory there. I love the glitter. Because glitter. I love glitter because I love pixie dust. Pixie dust glitter looks most like pixie dust. This wand, it doesn't pour out the glitter like a salt shaker. It just literally falls out. So that's why I'm not demonstrating, because I have nothing to demonstrate on and I'm not wasting glitter. I want to use that when I feel it necessary. So the wand will make a return. And then we go to the 2025 Bratz Fashion Pixiez Jade. She comes with a ring that you can put the wings on to make like a cool little fashion thing. Will only a ring that would only fit on a small child's hand. Because it only fits on my pinky finger. But she has this, don't know what flower this is. I don't want to say an orchid, but it might. I think it is an orchid. I think I'm just tripping. I think it's an orchid. Orchid purse, some, I'll just say Asian inspired designs on the shoes. I'm not going to try to specify which part of Asia because I am not sure. You even see it in the, she's got the detailing, really nice detailing in the shirt. The entire outfit gives like a petally feel, but also is not meant to look like it's made out of petals. Just supposed to get the feel of a flower, which I personally feel like Jade's doll, the wings match the most. I still just don't like the wings in general. Also, this doll did not come with a brush. She didn't come with a brush. But the wings look like, when they were coming up with design ideas to try to differentiate them from the original dolls, they were like, we don't really want to do butterfly wings again. So what should we do instead? And somebody was just had spilled water on the desk and they went, wait, played around in it, and that's what they decided to do for the wings. Water, like a water splat or something. They just don't look, they don't look functional, and they're literally not functional. They don't flutter or anything. I'm not saying they have to flutter or anything, but they have to at least, like, if this is the Pixiez line, they should at least look like they'd flutter instead of looking like Victoria's Secret wings. I guess that's a little harsh and inaccurate, but you get what I'm like. They don't look like they're meant to be costume wings, is what they look like. Oh, and this is her makeup look. I love the red. It's really striking, especially with the green eyes, and the green matches her shorts match her eyes, whatever. But yeah, I'm biased. There's also like a huge proportion difference. So for the Fashion Pixiez line, they completely changed up the face sculpt. As you can see, her face is not only smaller but rounder, and her eyes are softer. So are the lips. Like, everything about the face is just softer than the usual Bratz. And then for the redesigns, they kept them the same, except I think the heads are noticeably bigger and rounder. Unless it's just coming off that way, but I do think she got a big head. She got a big head. But, yeah, those are the dolls that I have. Again, I'm biased. I like the 2007 one more. They just feel more fun to me. More like, they leaned more into the fairy aspect, I feel like, and in the redesigns they leaned more into the fashion aspect, which, you know, girls with the passion for fashion. But I don't know, I'm happy I have Brianna back though. Look at how her hair shines in like the light. Like, Just look how pretty she is. She's so darn pretty. Originally, I was just going to talk to y'all in the video, but I was chewing gum and thought I could work around it. I did not. So I'm doing a voiceover. I'm going to show you all how you can make your own charm bracelet as seen in the movie. The Devlin's Family Charm Bracelet. What you want to do is go to your local Michael's Arts and Crafts store and go to their string bead section. They have dragonfly charms that are perfect for this. They're around $7 or $8. You also want to grab chains from the jewelry section. I do not remember what grade of chain I bought. Some there that were on a spindle were about 20, but I think the one that I bought was about $11 or $12. But I had some extra chain at home, so I just used that. And you also want to get lobster clamps. I didn't think I had any more. I personally wouldn't recommend using the twisty ones for a bracelet because putting on bracelets can be a hassle, especially if you don't have the space to just slide it on and off your hand. I also don't like the really small ones, the small little circle ones, just because they're super tiny. But I winded up actually having a lobster clamp attached to the chain still, so I just cheated and used that. I have to find the ones that I know I have somewhere already. I also recommend getting jewelry pliers so you're able to easily separate the pieces and clamp them back together. I have not made a single jewelry project without these. So I don't know what else you would use if you didn't have them. I guess maybe a hammer and a screwdriver or some scissors. But I recommend getting jewelry pliers, and I also recommend just making jewelry. It is fun. I don't get to do it a lot, but I have done it more than 5 times. So what you want to do is separate the dragonflies and obviously keep the rings that is keeping them together. You want to have as many as you want. Obviously, I'm doing 4 just to reference the movie. I already have one that I've made in the past that has a dragonfly for each member of my family. Just wanted to do this to show you guys. Once you have all your dragonflies separated, you want to take enough chain that it can wrap around your wrist comfortably. Don't cut off your blood circulation. But it's just the best way. You want to measure it out first. I clamped the chain together before separating them instead of eyeballing it. It just makes it easier. And once you have your chain measured out, you just take your jewelry pliers and detach the extra that you don't want. And then spacing out the dragonflies. I put my dragonflies on the smallest rings, the little in-between rings there that you see. And I think I just eyeballed it, to be honest. If you want to count the in-betweens, you can. I feel like that's probably a better way of keeping track of the spacing, doing it every so times, but the goal is for them to be apart from each other evenly. And you just take the hook from the dragonflies that they already came with and loop it through the rings that you want them placed at, and then you use your jewelry pliers and clamp them shut, and you just do that until they're all on the chain. And then you have your bracelet, your Pixie family bracelet. And that's the video. I didn't already have an outro planned. I wanted this video originally to be sort of like a Quentin review style type of deep dive into the Bratz Fashion Pixiez era. The issue is that I did not do most of the necessary research to be able to effectively do that. And again, like I mentioned earlier, I am doing a lot for this video very last minute. And again, this is a very awkward year to be celebrating the anniversary of this movie. So if anything, I can put the time aside to plan to cover more about this era for the 20th anniversary. And maybe I'll make another irresponsible purchase and get another one of the original dolls. I really want Sasha. I only had Brianna when I was growing up, and I really want Sasha. I really want Jade. I really want Yasmin. I never want Chloe. I'm sorry, Chloe fans. Well, not never, but very rarely do I look at Chloe and go, I want that one. I'm good on Chloe. I encourage all of you to maybe draw more Fashion Pixiez fan art of the original line, or be more open about any fan theories or fan fiction you might have lying around somewhere. Just do more with this original line, and maybe it'll show MGA that they probably should have gave us the original line, or maybe they will make a little mini series or something. I'm not sure, but I feel like MGA doesn't really look back fondly on this era. I don't know if sales were low. I don't know if it was just a pain trying to get the dolls out because they have so many iterations, so many different designs. But I would like to see more respect put on this era's name, because they know that there's a dedicated fan base for this time during Bratz. They know, they see it, they push it so much on the YouTube channel. Thank you all for coming to visit me in the Hollow. If you enjoyed your stay, make sure to leave a like and comment to let me know. Be sure to also subscribe to receive future invitations to the Hollow. And I will see you all next time. Bye bye.